Sorry, sometimes things just don't work. I don't know why. I got no answer. Is it extra loud now? No, maybe? But who cares? Fuck it, it's working. We're not gonna worry about it. Anyway, I was saying, Duck, yeah, it's fucking awful, dude. Like, I try very hard not to be super negative, unnecessarily negative about video games, but it's trash. Fuck up. How do you fuck up Reels? Like, Reels do two things, and they got both of them wrong. Gently used tie-dye, thank you for the 11 months. Well, thank you. That is very kind. I enjoy getting to do it. Did they get absolutely shit on reviews? Oof. Oh, it's better than it was earlier. Yeah, it's weird how many people are giving it positive reviews while saying negative things. It was at 17% earlier. So it's had a big jump in positive reviews. The three I just read, though, were basically... it's not as bad as people are saying it is, though it has issues that need addressed. It doesn't just have issues, though. It's a bad, bad fishing game. It's not actually... it's not a fishing game. I said it earlier. It's some made-up game about catching fish out of the water using God knows what to do so. It's full release. They did say they're gonna add content just like they did with Call of the Wild. But content isn't the problem. It's like fishing in an alternate dimension where everything is supposed to work one way but doesn't. Put on your frog and head out to the deepest part of the lake because frogs sink in this game. Super Mario Brothers 3, probably. Sucks. Would have been fun to have a new fishing game to just waste time on, you know? Yeah, you can level up though and get money. You get money for catching fish, but guess what? You also get money for leveling. Because we really wanted the game to have leveling, but we didn't have any reason for you to do it. You can master a reel. Not sure what that does for you, but you can do it. Is that a big boy perch? Nah. Just a boy perch. I didn't do the teacher's test. It cost $55. Fuck that. I ain't about to go get a job and have to pay up front. I couldn't believe when they told me that. For those that don't read my Twitter, the teachers at the school that I know were basically begging me to apply for a position as like a substitute classroom aide because they're short-staffed to the point that like nobody can take a day off or they are just short-staffed. And I was like, you know what, I could probably do that. You know, just sub once in a while, a day here and there, once a week kind of thing. No big deal. A few hours at a time. But I had to pay $55 to take a test, drive 40 minutes to a testing center to take this test, and then I was going to get paid around $11 an hour. Like, honestly, fucking, let me skip the test, I'll just do it for free. Only about 7 hours of free work, without any guarantee that you're for sure even gonna work, you know? It's not like I was getting a guaranteed position. Plus, I could fail the test. And you still have to pay even if you fail. Uh-oh. I turned my trolling motor off. Okay, it's not a giant. It really does sound like a fucking pyramid scheme. And it's crazy, because that's like... You know, I mean, it's not as important as a teacher at a school, but for those of you that don't know, at our school we call them parapros or paraprofessionals. Mostly work with kids who have special needs and need additional assistance, right? So, like, it's an important job. My brother's girlfriend just got a job at the Dollar General. She's like 19. She got a job at the Dollar General. It pays $12 an hour. And she didn't have to pay $55 up front to take a test that she may or may not pass. John, thank you for the 32 months. The personal trainer test had one free. Was that for you to do it on your own, or for you to do it through a gym still? I knew teacher pay was bad. I didn't realize every single person that worked in a school's pay was bad. And I messaged one of the teachers afterwards that I'm closer with, that I know I can like joke around with, and I was like, do I at least get like a free school lunch? No. Like, motherfuckers don't even feed you. I thought I'd at least get a free lunch. Guild Wars 2 now? Isn't that game like 20 years old? What other job is like that? I mean, there's not gonna be like two jobs that are identical, but it's a 4-year degree required for that job too. And kind of like a hugely important job. It's pretty time off. I have a lot of friends that are teachers now. It's pretty time off. Most of them, uh, definitely like where I live, 70 grand a year would be huge. I mean, nobody's getting 70 grand a year where I live. Nobody. Uh, but you don't need that to live on here. It's not like the worst job ever. It's just definitely not appreciated for what it is. Like, and nothing will change my mind on that. Like, these are our children, the thing we supposedly care the most about in the entire world. I think the sad part is that one, Ellie, more than the teachers. On top of the teachers' pay is the fact that the schools are so fucking broke that the teachers are feeling obligated to buy school supplies. They're constantly sending home. I got one today. If you give the school $10, then you get to pick a book in the library and put your kid's picture in it, so that they can buy new library books for the school. And like, at first I was like, oh, that's cute. But in reality, it's just sad that that's the way they got to go about getting books for the library for kids, you know? Yeah, college professor is wildly different. Still not as much money as I expected. My sister-in-law is a professor and has a doctorate. It isn't on par with the average job of the same degree. Oh, it's horrible, Tommy. Horrible. Ba bum ba bum bum ba bum ba bum bum. They're definitely jobs that they love to use the excuse you have to do it because you're passionate about it, not because of the money, which is excellent. Again, because it's our kids. Like, I give everything for her. Ultimate Fishing Simulator 2 is Buggy Mess, yeah. What's associate professor mean? MD? I'm not a college man, so assistant associate full. Ah. So what degree? What do you have a degree in? No. What is your degree then? Like, is that just a bachelor or master's or? Because like a true professor is a doctorate, right? Not lots are masters. Okay. I have 3 fish going here. That one's swimming around the other side of me. The benefit of a long leader? I don't know in the video game. X. IRL, long leaders are usually just because you want your bait to be further away from your weight and or further off the bottom if there's current. I don't know what the video game's reasoning for it is. So like depending on what species of fish I'm after, IRL, I'll adjust my leader length. Like when I'm fishing like cut bait and night crawlers for catfish, I'll have a short leader because I want my bait really close to the bottom. However, if I think the fish are more suspended because of weather changes and water turning over and stuff like that, I might have a longer leader in current because it'll lift that bait up a little higher. A PhD in computational science. So does associate professor just mean you're not a professor yet, but you have like all the schooling required? But you probably do the work of a professor? That's what this is sounding like. You have all the requirements met to be a professor. No, it is a professor position. He is a professor. Then why do we need the associate part? What is that adding? Is it like ranks in the military? But he's tenured. Why are there multiple ranks for seniority? Oh, okay. So it's a pretty arbitrary rank based on how long you've been there. All right. So my sister-in-law, who just is on her first year as a professor, would be something before professor. You can't just start out as a full-fledged professor. Chat, you're not helping with your fake professor names. I'm learning here. I like to know dumb things that will never ever be relevant in my life again. Maybe when I'm watching Jeopardy. People can start higher, but that's based on experience. Okay. I'll have to ask and see if she has a cool prefix to professor. I just call her doctor. That's all. It's extra weird that you're a doctor in something MD shoe that's not medical, but then your name is MD. You're just really throwing an extra twist in for my brain. What the fuck's an MDS to hoe over? Is it worth hoeing for? Material data sheet? Is that what it stands for? He's not a medical doctor of shoes? I thought he was a real shoe doctor. Anxiety, I think for the 73 months. Like Dr. Scholl's. Imagine being committed enough to something to get a doctorate. This is like the third doctor in my stream in the last 3 days. And I honestly, no offense, chat, I didn't think any of you were motivated enough to accomplish doctorates. Good job. I'm proud of you. Look at me attracting a big-brained audience. Kringleberg, thanks for the 41 months. Are you a doctor? I don't think the medical doctor from the other day will come back because I immediately asked him about the mole on my back. Some of you have been subbed long enough to have a doctorate in my stream. We had 104 months earlier. That's doctorate level, ain't it? They're the unmotivated ones. Probably true. All luck, no skill. Thanks for the 6-7 months. You have a bachelor's degree in accounting. You do spreadsheet good? What the fuck makes a man decide to do that with his life? Like, I mean that in the nicest, literally the nicest way possible. But I mean, I get money is cool in all, chat. I had money once, now I don't. It was much cooler to have money than not have money. Whoa, Tommy, you're one away from the big historic month. But then RevBanger immediately overshadowed you with 10 gift subs. Thank you, Rev. Thank you, Tommy. Some people just really like Excel. Excel was the worst. Not really. Access was the worst. I don't even remember what Access was for. I'm good at it. I like to go to work, head empty, and get told to do good work. That's a really good answer. Much better than chat's money. Because, like, if it was as simple as money for everybody, we'd just all have a job that paid good. I learned that today, Minnie, when I turned down a teacher's aide job for $11 an hour. You, thanks for the $1. Oh, okay. I also forgot about how sick I would get going and working at a school all the time. And I'm not just COVID, like not even pretend COVID isn't here, and I still would just be sick all the time, and that would suck. Definitely shouldn't do it. Delaroth, thank you for the 100 bits. Xerxes, thank you for the 61 months. Yeah, they said at max it'd probably be like 9 to 12 hours on like a really busy week. That's like no money. Crane, thanks for the 48 months. Sick without benefits, yeah. I'm also going to be like a tiny bit sexist here. Like just the smallest bit sexist. It's probably not that small. But like I coach cheerleading and I work in Girl Scouts. And 3 different times today I had to say bad touch to girls that were smacking me on the booty. Because, like, I'm the one who's going to end up in jail, you know? Some girl walked up to me and held her dress out and kept trying to get me to feel it because it was really soft. And, like, I can't do that or explain well without, again, being afraid of going to jail why I can't feel your soft dress. What I mean is, I feel like it's a sketchy business as a man working with kids. It makes me very nervous all the time that some parent is gonna. I mean, I already get the worst looks for being the over-involved dad, but. And, like, that's the sexist part, because I don't want to say I'm assumed predatory, but I'm not going to say that, no, because there's plenty of people who don't. I have so many moms and teachers, like, all the teachers today that wanted me to come apply for this job were women, like, and I would be the only male in the role. And one of only 3 men that work in the entire elementary school. That work with the kids in the entire elementary school. Is that a pizza? I think that's a pizza. Even with the girls that it really is maybe just a struggle for me because I'm so, like, worried about, like, that could ruin my custody and everything, right? All it takes is, like, one twisted accusation and my custody and everything could be in a mess. But even like the girls that I know their parents well and we spend time together outside of school and stuff like that, they'll run up to me and like give me a hug and stuff in school, and I'm like, man, because their dads don't seem to like me doing cheerleading and Girl Scouts. As long as they don't call me by my first name. This one girl just kept calling me sir all day today. And I kept saying, please just use my name. Sir? 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 Tennis next? Maybe, dude. Serena was a fucking monster tonight. It was wild. It was a very fun game. I've never really watched tennis until this US Open, because this lady I follow on Twitter is always screaming about tennis. And I was like, dude, you know what? I'm going to check out tennis. And it was tight. I don't know that they're actually jealous. It's like that, what's the term for this? Where you're like you think you're jealous, but you're not. Because, like, cheerleading started this year, and we had 8 parents that volunteered to help for 2 teams. It's technically 3, but anyway, we work with 2 together and then 1 separate. We had 8 parents that volunteered, and like we talked amongst ourselves for a while at like the first practice, and the coach asked if I was going to be involved again this year. It's my 3rd year. I was like, of course, I have no life. I don't do anything. And like a bunch of other parents chimed in. But afterwards, when we were talking without the coach there, they were like, I got nothing better to do, but I also don't want to do it. And see, I got nothing better to do and want to do it, so I show up. So it's just me and the coach. That's it. Nobody else showed up. Nobody. So I think they want to do it in like their head. In their head, they're telling themselves like, yeah, I want to be a more involved parent. But then like their stories are on. So why would they go teach cheerleading when they don't have to? Oh, by far hit people. Russian Fishing Tour is the best fishing sim. I don't think I'm necessarily the cool parent as the overly involved parent. Speaking of which, I got some insider information. There's a hot 4th grade field trip this year where they limit the number of chaperones. So I got to be up tomorrow to run down to the school and put my name in the hat. Taking the kids to the Capitol. Ain't missing that one. Bonus, it's Bosco Stick Day, so I'm going to have lunch with my daughter and eat her Bosco Sticks because she doesn't like them. Bosco Stick, it's a breadstick filled with cheese. It's just like a brand name of breadstick filled with mozzarella cheese. But I feel like there's like a region of the states where you know what a Bosco stick is. The state capital, Lansing. Greasy pizza squares? Not at my school. Not anymore. It's homemade whole grain pizza. Whole grain, chat. They done ruined pizza. Yeah, they had this big push a couple years back to make the lunch healthy. It's one big ass grain. Probably Michelle Obama's fault. God damn it, Michelle. She doesn't take enough of the blame. Not catching any good fish, but I'm catching numbers. That's a lot of food. We have to pay for lunches again this year. Wah, wah, wah. They were free last year, thanks COVID. They're still doing free breakfast for the whole school, though, which is tight. Live in a pretty poor town, so... Alice fucking took cucumbers to school as her snack today. It was between a fruit roll-up and cucumbers, and she took cucumbers. She really just knows how to shame me. She is something, dude. She's like a 60-year-old woman. I love her to death. Yeah, they get breakfast in their classroom and everything. It's pretty tight. They have breakfast, snack, lunch. Snack has to come from home. That's not true, actually. They give apples if a kid forgets their snack. Last year, Alice had... I don't know if it's just COVID rules or if it's just overcrowding, but they're separating lunches up by grade. So last year Alice's lunch was at 10:50. She gets out at 3:05. This year her lunch is at fucking 12:15. She's pissed. She'd adjusted to her very early lunch. Apples are a tight snack. Surprisingly low cal, dude. Gotta keep them cals down. I ate like crazy today, dude. I'm having a really hard time finding like a good number of calories for myself. To where I don't feel absolutely exhausted. Morning tea? That's adorable. Children drink tea there? Or is it not actually tea? Okay. No, they don't. Is that just like a meal? Is morning tea like a name of a meal like we have brunch? Is this some Hobbit shit? You got like first breakfast, second breakfast, morning tea, lunch. Do Australians wear robes or gowns? I have so many questions for you, Minnie. Move those fingers. Lollies or sweets? Come on now. Robes, like, do you call it a dressing gown or a robe? I'm sure I asked the Australians when they visited. These are important questions. A gown, okay. I used to play Isaac with a kid who was always in his gown, he would tell me, eating lollies. I don't know if he was Australian. Did I say Australian? He was British or Australian. Y'all sound the same till you say mate and cunt. Oh, gowns are big and fluffy, robes are thin. They're both robes here. Nobody says dressing gown. Is there a part of anybody from America say gown? Is it like I've seen it in like old-timey TV. It sounds like something an old man in a soap opera might say. That's true. The only time we say Americans do say a dressing gown in the hospital sometimes. The thing that you like tie over your buttocks. We call that a gown. Yeah. I say gown if it's like one piece and doesn't open up. Like an actual dress. I used to have pajamas like that my grandma would make me wear. They're like boy pajama gown. You call evening gowns a dress. You know, the world's not that big. We should all get on the same page here. Do all European countries call it a boot? Which is my least favorite British slang. Because it doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. It's nowhere near the foot of the car. Like, if boots would be the tires, maybe. Maybe. But definitely and never the trunk. No, it's the trunk. And the front shouldn't be the bonnet, that should be the roof. Roof? Roof. Not roof. Roof's what a dog does. See, chat, sometimes I still mess up. We've been working on that for 9 years. Maybe because you stored your spare shoes there? You store that? Yeah, that makes sense. I store my shoes in my boots. A boot is something. Yeah, here in the States, yeah, if you have a boot on your car, it's because you didn't pay a parking ticket. Though I've never actually seen one of those, but I don't live near a city. Are those actually a thing in the city? Just in general, what Brits and Aussies call things that makes me giggle. They do some the same and some differently too, which makes it even better. Australia has way more slang for shit. Tracky Dax. What are thongs there? Because sometimes people call sandals thongs here. G-string? Oh. Well, oh, oh. Thongs there are just thongs. Okay. Yeah, it's online in the sense that there's a shared leaderboard, chat rooms, ways to communicate and stuff like that, tournaments, but you don't actually see each other. Thongs are G-strings. Wait, what's a thong then? Like an American thong isn't a G-string, but still goes in your butthole. Crack, not the hole. It shouldn't go in the hole unless you've got like a Sarlacc pit for a butthole. Thongs are flip-flops. Yeah, that's what we call them here too. Sometimes. Some people do. Not everybody. But some people do. Sandals are thongs. Thongs are G-strings. Wait, what? You can't use the... You can't... I... There's also a difference between a thong and a G-string as far as underwear are concerned, too. Sandals are not thongs. Flip-flops, thongs, not sandals. They thong your toe. Underwear is a G-string. But it... What about when it's not a G-string? Yeah, mandals. Or sandals. Sandals is acceptable. If it's thong shaped, it's a G string. So they don't have a different term for a G string, an actual, which is just a string. Oi, budgie smugglers. That's a tight term. Way cooler than tidy whities. What's a budgie then? Is that your balls? It's a bird. But also your balls? I don't think it'll do anything, Zeno. I think it'll be fine. A grog shop? At least makes sense. Yeah, servo. Yeah, you just like to add an extra random vowel to things for fun. Shorten it, add a letter, which makes no sense. Service station's too long. So let's shorten it down, then add a different letter that doesn't exist in the word. You're worried the lid might get in the way? I don't think so. Not with the way our trucks over here work anyway. It would just lift it high enough that it dumpies. Unfortunately. Because like it'd be funny to see their trash go everywhere. What do you call a trash can? Like the one you roll out by the road, Minnie? We have different terms for that in the States, even. A wheelie bin? That makes sense. Logical. Unlike the Herbie Kirby. Any other fun names for a dumpster, chat? Wheelie Bin's a nice name. Almost drove into a cow? That feels like a hard thing to almost hit. Vape juice. I don't even know what it is. Something. Usually some kind of fruit flavor. In the dark? Alright, they get, I guess, a black cow in the middle of the night. It might sneak up on you. My mom hit a deer, like, a couple months ago. Finally got her car back. She's been driving like 2 days. I get this call from her. Oh my God, you'll never guess what happened. What, Mom? I almost hit the same deer. No, you didn't, Mom. I swear, it's the same deer. Mom. She's a bit of a lunatic. I love her dearly, but she's a bit of a lunatic. Yeah, we hit a lot of deer here. It's a pretty common occurrence. It's just like a Tuesday when you live in the Midwest. "97 years old and still drives." Grizzled, your name's Grizzled Geezer. Are you a doctor? Sorry, we're doing a doctor check today. You're indeed not a doctor. It's weird that you had a patient and you know what car he drove. What was he a patient for? Were you like, did you sell medical marijuana? That feels like the kind of thing a medical marijuana guy would know. What kind of car they drove. I had a friend for years. Two, actually. I've had two friends with narcolepsy that drove. One of them, well, we grew up with as a teenager. It was a hoot. Oh, I lost a fish. I'm gonna get shamed. But it made driving around as a teenager very interesting when the driver, she was the only one that had a car too, for the longest time. And it was a fucking big van. But it was fun because we'd always be falling asleep while driving. An hour is a long drive to work here too. Yeah, there's all different lakes, rivers. This many? 20. That was 16. My math good. Might have been 20. I could do like a half an hour, I think, to work and back. Because a half an hour drive feels like just enough to not make me want to run into a tree. $45 each way. Yeah, that's a lot, man. That adds so much to your day. I used to have a few friends in California that were like an hour and a half to 2.5 hours each way. And they acted like it was no big deal. And when I'd visit, though, they'd be like, oh, you want to go to fucking San Francisco for the day? They lived near LA. It was like a 6-hour drive. I'm like smack dab between Detroit and Chicago. It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes either way. And I won't drive 2 hours and 45 minutes to see my favorite person, my favorite band. Nothing. No. I like road trips, but uh, like I went to a couple of Red Wings games. Big hockey fan. Can't justify it. I just can't justify taking 6 hours of driving as like the middle of my day type of deal. You know, drive 6 hours to a hockey game to watch, or well, 3 hours hockey game to watch 3 hours of hockey to drive 3 hours back home. I can't do that. Feels ridiculous. People do it all the fucking time here, though. Oh, that's money. This year, my fishing tournaments have been like an average like 50 minutes each way, and that blows too. The lakes are better, but the drive blows. You drove 12 hours one way to Atlanta for a football game. Jesus. Did you have like a bunch of people with you to make it super exciting? I don't judge anybody. Well, that's not true. I'll judge you silently, but not like on a deep personal level, you know? Just like dude really likes football. That's weird. It's like the worst sport. Unless you're talking soccer, then I get it. Soccer seems way cooler than American football. Especially live. Oh, for the weekend? That's even cooler. That makes more sense. Level 15 new player to level and make silver. The problem with that, Jimmy, is you have to know what your gear is. Because if you don't have, I mean, I can't tell you where to fish without knowing what gear you have. That's honestly like more important than anything in this game for where to fish. Oh, buddy. That's what we want to hear. Like I can watch a football game here and then. I just find the competitiveness of football to be very lame in comparison to like all other sports. It's mainly the 16 game season with the single elimination playoff. just isn't a very competitive sport. Dude, I love watching sports on TV. People always give me shit about it, but like, I love pausing. I love the instant replays. I'm with you, dude. Give me TV sports any day over live. And you know what you don't have to deal with? Fucking old men yelling at the goalies that I could have blocked that shot. And the motherfucker can barely get up to get a beer. I'm a weekly record kind of guy. I just got 300 silver for a weekly record earlier today. Dude, I legitimately just fell in love with watching tennis because of the stupid US Open. It's also very funny to watch Serena play because she draws a whole different audience than the normal tennis audience. And the audience kept getting yelled at by this like super proper British lady for being loud because you're not supposed to be loud during tennis, which is very funny. And like the other lady scored with a ball right in the line, really close to being out, and like all the fans started booing, and even Serena had to like put a finger up and waggle it at the audience to tell them not to do that, which was very good. It almost felt like Happy Gilmore, not quite as ridiculous, but yes, the same concept of like someone who's definitely attracted a wildly different audience to tennis. People fucking chanting goat and stuff like that at her. Spoiler alert, she fucking won though today, dude. 40, almost 41 years old. Playing the #2 ranked player. It was impressive stuff. Gotta love an underdog story. They're gonna make a movie about this one, so like, might as well watch it now live so I don't gotta watch the movie later when it comes out. I'll probably still watch the movie when it comes out and regret it. Like when I watched 300. Like I knew the outcome of 300. Why the fuck did I watch that stupid movie? I didn't need to. I already knew how that shit ended. Yeah, yeah, she is 40 years old. About to be 41. Be a 27-year-old. Like, though tennis is in like a weird spot with all the COVID stuff too. So like, definitely not a peak player on either side, but it was still made for a very fun game. But speaking of Happy Gilmore, the only reason I recognized the announcer's voice of John McEnroe was because of Mr. Deeds, the bad boy of tennis. That's the only reason I knew who it was. Would have never known otherwise. Venus is 42. They're playing doubles tomorrow. We are old. I knew that Serena had like become a mom, but I thought it was like last year that they showed her kid, and her kid's like as old as mine, and I was like, huh. Athletes, they grow different. Though, if you watch sports long enough, that shit gets depressing fast. I'm on my third set of Red Wings. They're like completely different team for the third time in my life. Tommy, you'll never guess what I'm catching fish on. The 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 pipe. The pipe is hot. Yeah, the Russian pie. That was a little before my time. I was like just after that, the early 2000s. The stupid pipe. Mr. Fish! Thanks for the 42 months. And showing up at appropriate fishing hours. Yeah, dude, silver pipe. Hasn't caught any monsters. Caught a 7-kilo lake trout. I'm actually tempted to double pipe. I didn't really look at the weeklies to see what's hot out here. I just saw the pipe and went, hell yeah, pipe. No, it's awful, Mr. Fish. I played it for 4 hours earlier. It's the worst fishing game I've ever streamed. What was wrong with it? Everything. Like I tried and tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, dude, but they just got it's not they did like Bassmaster and just got so many things wrong with fishing. On top of that, the water looks like fucking horrible garbage. It runs like shit. My fucking graphics card was 20 degrees hotter than it is right now. It was bad. It's currently sitting at 31% positive reviews, so. But the thing that really set me off was they just got fishing reels completely wrong. The drag on the fishing reels in that game doesn't work how fishing reel drag actually works, as well as the retrieval speeds don't make any fucking sense. And there's only 12 species of fish. You can't move when you're fishing. The bass boats don't have trolling motors or rod holders. A bunch of the lures don't work as they should. Frogs don't float. I mean, come on. There's little to no progression. There's a small currency progression, but because you don't lose baits when your line breaks, that won't last long at all. Yeah, I really thought the problem with the game was going to be the progression. That was the thing I kept saying that was going to be the issue with it. I thought it would be a good game. But guess what? I was wrong. Alright, I'm going to do a boring thing and look at my gear for a second here and see what I'm pushing for. Why is it so fucking hot right now? Did I? My air conditioner doesn't think it's hot, but it sure feels hot. I was gonna refund it, then someone gave me money, and I kept it just in case, but I uninstalled it. So 39 kilo carp rod and a 35 kilo carp rod. So yeah, that's really what I want, is a heavy carp rod. My fucking hair is doing dumb things back here. But I think in order to get into the carp rods I want, it's crazy money, right? Yeah, that's the next one, huh? And it's not heavy enough. I think at this point you just make the, like, giant jump, huh? That's the problem I have with the late game gear in this. It's like, if I'm gonna spend 7 grand on something, I might as well save up for 11 grand. But if I'm gonna spend 11 grand, like, why not just fucking get the best one for 19 grand? So where am I at with reels? Excuse me? Oh. We've got... Well, I guess a 60 kilo is fine. What was this one? 52 kilo. Yeah, damn, huh? I really am at the 11 grand mark. Youch. Or I just buy another one of these. Yo, Bortz, thanks for the 10 bucks. Thanks for playing the Angler so we didn't have to. You're welcome. I guess the third one of those wouldn't be the worst thing. Because at this point, the only reel I'm saving up... Oh, wow. They added new... I spent $6,700 on this reel? Wow, when did I choose that choice? No, there's, I mean, maybe Grizzled, but not that I know of. I think like high-end reels are like $400 or $500, and that's like real high-end, as far as I know. But most like what I would call professional grade are $250, $300. Oh yeah, deep sea shit probably gets fucking bonkers expensive. Look at these new guys. 3 grams. I love ultralight lures. Two grams. Give me that sweet hot rod. That's like the last color I'd buy in real life. I'll just take the one for now, just so I have one. Give me one of these too. This one's popping off in, I think it's this one. Ladoga. I think it's that one. I might be wrong about the color. Whatever, dude. Couple $100 on lures. That's fine. Anything else new I need to see? There were new spinners. I already got so many damn spinners. New spoons too? Oh, new spoons. I don't think I can throw that one. That's an UGG. Why are they come like pre-used? The 9 million new wacky worms I never use. Am I in the same boat with getting a heavy ass spinning rod? No. No, they're cheap. Well, relative. Maybe I'll go for a little... Oh, I hate this place. I won't go for a little float around here. See, I'm still just saving up money forever, I think, is the plan. Till I just have too much money to know what to do with. It wouldn't be right if I didn't take a float down Tuba. What to save for next? Yeah, it's tough, man. There's so many things to distract you in this game and to pull you in different directions. So much stuff. And then there's like crafting and all that shit on top of everything else. The DP Crank 002. To a few thousand, yeah. They get massive, dude. Like sword fishing reels and stuff like that are insane. The size of this, the sheer size of them. I find like the $150 price point to be a pretty sweet price point for like a really good quality reel. It definitely depends. let's try this weird thing. Ooh, break my rod. TK, thank you for the 3 months. That makes me want to watch Digimon. The digital monsters. Digimon, digital monsters. They really are the champions. It's just true. Digimon was so much better than Pokemon. It's crazy. Nah, dude, the show was way better, Delaroth. It's just facts. Everyone knows it. Anyone who says otherwise is a dumb idiot. What? How does that vastly exceed it? What's that weird yellow worm weigh? Oh, it weighed half a gram too much? Vastly? We need to have a talk here, game. That's just a stinky stick. I wanted to try one of these new ones that I never use. Oh my, I'm breaking my rod again. I can't use them, they're too heavy. Dude, like a heartfelt, emotional story. I admit that Pokemon had a superior game. All games of Pokemon were superior than Digimon, but like Digimon were way cooler. They fucking died and shit, dude. Now I fainted. Ooh. Like the only episode of Pokemon that like fucked me up emotionally was the one where the dude made his Sandshrew swim. Who the fuck cares about a Butterfree? You let a bug go that had like little to no interaction with the rest of the fucking show. Good job, Ash. You put a bug back where it belongs, in the woods. It was his first caught Pokemon that he treated like a big garbage turd. Yeah, there was like a couple episodes where he'd be like, I choose you, Metapod, and then Metapod did nothing, and then you were like, Metapod's fucking stupid, and then randomly they're like, oh, Butterfree turned into a Butterfree, let's let him go. How did he even get experience, Ash? You never used him. This doesn't make sense. How do you level up to evolve? You're fucking feeding him rare candies behind the scenes. XP share? He wasn't even in Ash's main party. No way. He had that bitch frozen in storage. I used to have Pokemon recorded on VHS tapes for me, Chad. That's how old I am. The neighbor lady would record them for me. I think my dad was sticking it to her, but I got Pokemon episodes out of the deal. Is your TK name actually after TK from Digimon? Oh, it's sweet. Way to call it. What was Angemon's boy's name? He was the best, the little boy. That was TK? Oh, I thought TK was the main guy. Which one was the main guy then? Oh, you picked a good one. I thought TK was the main kid. Ty. That's right. That's why I got it confused. With his gloves and his goggles. Yeah, but that kid and that Digimon had they had a tough ride getting to Angemon. And then didn't he just immediately die or some shit? Like sacrifice himself? Sorry, spoilers for Digimon if you haven't seen it. I think he came back later though. He died, but he got better, yeah. And he was useless until he became fucking Angemon. And even he was shocked, like, what? Digital fucking monsters, dude. They were tight. He really was like kind of the Metapod of the Digimon world. Except that instead of turning into a worthless butterfly, because like that's the bitch with Metapod, is he's still worthless even after he evolves into a Pokemon with attacks. He's more like, I guess he was more like a Magikarp. Digimon was like the first show that I ever like genuinely got into the story week to week, had to see it, needed to know what was going down. Had to catch up with the boys. Was it Sora? Sarah? Maybe it's just Sarah. Sora's the girl, right? It's S name, girl. It was just Sarah? Okay. Not the boy from... Was it Sora? Sora! It was Sora? Alright. I don't remember anyone else. Those are the only three I remember. Were there more human beings than that in the show? I feel like there was some nerdy kid that I don't remember. He probably sucked. I got this feeling there was a big dumb nerd. Digimon. Oh no, there was the bad boy. I forgot about the bad. There was a dumb nerd and a bad boy, and then the pretty princess girl. I don't remember this little kid. There was two little kids? There were 2 girls. Technically 3 later on? Wow. Okay, that ain't the lure. Little monsters. Suck my digital wiener. Yeah, I never watched anything past the first season of Digimon, or I think it was the first. Whatever happened with Angemon. That was the end of what I remember. It was too emotional for me. Angel Woman. Okay, sounds like it got less creative as the show went on. A middle-aged boxer Digimon? Rockymon? Try everything to the 53 months. Oh, fish. I like fish. Adrianmon! Sorry. Oh, the cactus boxer thing. I feel like I've seen that before, like the graphic of it. Yeah, there were some strangely human Digimon. It's probably still got like a fucking manga or something going somewhere. Night, Rev Banger. Thank you for the gift subs, bud. Sleep well. That's like the very American way to make something more badass. How many more guns can we strap to it? There's 14 Digimon? Holy shit, how many Pokemon are there? Digimon really went places. Is TK like an adult now in Digimon? He'd have to be. It's been at least 20 years. Yes, he's an adult now? Fuck me up. They had kids who had Digimon? Who also had kids who had Digimon. Okay, well that... They've advanced the timeline. Because I can't possibly be old enough to be a grandfather yet. He wears a fucking fedora? Honestly, he probably pulls it off. Let's be real. TK was the shit. I hate how dark it is. How long it's dark here. The worst. Still seems pretty active out there, eh, Hardcore? Is it still just spoons and top water? Oh, yeah, buddy. Shimmy. Shame Tommy for me, chat. Thank you. Please. I know that some of you don't like to ever speak or type, but now's your chance to say shame Tommy. Thank you, chat. Really just not going well for me here. What'd that record just say? Oh yeah, that's a big ultralight Arctic char. Getting close to leveling. I have all the things I care about in spin fishing at the moment. Oh man, I'm getting pretty close to sandwich bait. I should make that push sooner than later. Make fish little sandwiches. Oh, I need one more point in that. Oh, that's... Oh, I should buy those, I guess, huh? Is that two separate knives, Hardcore? The crayfish and the clam thing? Just one pro knife. How much was that knife? It's stupid money, isn't it? Is it on this list? It's gotta be at least 5K. I bet it's even more than that, honestly. Aw, dude, I can almost afford that knife. How often do you even use... Is it all mussels and all clams and all crayfish, or is there a size gap there too? Looks like it's all of them. How often do you even use those baits? I like never catch them anymore, so it's not like it's something I'd like do naturally. I'd have to go target them, which is annoying. I ain't catching shit out here today. I mean, this was a real wild card I threw out. Let's swap that up. I think this thing did out well for me out here once. I don't know. I'll throw it out there. Are you too heavy? No, you work. I like never catch anything on this side of the river, so let's try it again. The stupid sun needs to come up. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. I'm not catching any fish, and I have to blame Tommy. Somebody's got to take responsibility. Octuba's dead? It's never dead. The sun's down. I'll believe it when the sun comes up. Yeah, that's the pair. I'll never remember I've got that wrong. This has 2 hot hooks on it? I guess it's... No, 9 centimeters. It's not very big. Those are big hooks. Sun, it's dark here for so long. Atsuba can't be dead. It's my home. Was still using the original walker, eh? Oh, I have a fish. The sun came up. Nice, level 43. This man's still leveling. Has the millions of experience required past the level you're on? Like, is it now more than 44 million to get to level 44? $67 million experience? That's a little bit. Like, a little bit. It's insane to me. I think that's more experience than I've gotten, right? Yeah. So you just got more experience for one level than I've gotten in 1,000 hours. You've earned 300 million experience total. Do you think you'll get another level? That's like a year's worth of work, isn't it? Is there a thing for the highest level? Yeah. 55. Look at the number of people above 50 now. Nuts. These dudes fucking love to fish. I love the idea of trolling a popper. It's dumb. What level do you effectively unlock everything? I think like 30s. No. The newest map is high, right? Oh, I guess it's not the newest anymore. Well, 35 at 35 everything's unlocked. I can get I can buy everything and go everywhere. So, it's before then. Oh no, a 311 perch. You still have to buy it, is the thing though. So like, it's available to me, but you don't just get it for free. And there's no way you could ever buy everything unless you use real money. Even those dudes who are level 51, 55, whatever, couldn't have bought everything the store has to offer. Also, would be no reason to, but they couldn't have either. Does this show you somewhere your total silver earned? Weird that it doesn't, actually. I wonder how many fish I've caught in real life. Not 30,000. Probably not. Maybe. Actually. Oh, that was the problem. They probably are, Sim. They were pretty rare, though. Unless you, like, intentionally throw it garbage over and over and over. I haven't had one trolling in a long time. Those were the problem ones. Trolling sim or just fishing? Bottom rigs sometimes get hung up in on lily pads and stuff. Because I like never get them if I'm not trolling or throwing bottom rods into like lily pads. It's because of the line physics between the weight and the bottom. So instead of the hook getting snagged so the game can register it to unsnag you, the weight gets stuck on things. Bobbers can, yeah. But they're a lot easier, I think, to navigate because they're visible. I guess I don't use many casting bobbers. Might be more annoying with those. So yeah, fishing this side of the river has proven to be as bad as it always is for me. That's what I should buy, a fancy ultralight telescopic rod so I can break it. Aren't they bonkers money too though, like 8 grand or something? Or just a really heavy telescopic rod. A fish. It's a chub. That's very disappointing. A fish. It's tiny, but it's mine. That's my first asp. That's crazy. Later, hardcore. Have a good night. Fish. 2 fish. Three fish. Shit, I picked that rod up and set it down. I'm gonna lose that one. Yeah, I did lose that one. It didn't say I lost it though, so Tommy doesn't get to shame me. Fish. I'm catching them. It's happening. They're all tiny, but... that one's actually worth a few dollars. Like 3. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. A cup of tea. I need to cook too. I haven't done that in forever. Look at Alex Ovechkin's playing. It was like mildly fishy through there, but not great. Still so many things I want to buy. Just like real life and fishing. Just makes me want to be rich. The fish are gone. Bring them back. How much money are you up to, Tommy? Are you rich yet? Have you finally caught up to me in gear? Oh, that looks like a decent fish. It's not pulling drag though, so it can't be that big. Oh, it's a nice fish. Oh, you did get an overlord though? That's pretty sweet. I'm glad you managed to do that. They're pretty fancy. That can utilize it? Yeah, spinning reels are a lot cheaper to utilize it. I mean, you're never going to get to utilize the 70 kilos unless you're chasing fucking catfish and sturgeon with it. More likely catfish. But getting like one up to 39 is pretty cheap. They're like $1,000 or something. It's not bad. Isn't it like 25 pound drag or 25 kilo drag? Yeah, 24 and a half. So yeah, you want like a 30 something rod so you can run big old line. One singular small Caspian brown trout ain't gonna cut it. Still haven't made like any money on this hour of trolling. Oops. What is the weekly Caspian? It's probably bait fish or some shit. Oh no. Dodgers still. Do I have that lure? DP6002. Yes. perfect hooks. Get on the pole! Stupid fish. Oh, it got on the pole. And then it got away. Too much slack. Couldn't reel it up fast enough. Should have turned into it. It's a tiny perch. No, it's not. It's a tiny herring. It's a good 7, Tommy. I should have stayed in the quarry. I was catching fish there. I'm too lazy for all that work. Oh. Fish. That's horrid garbage. Yeah, that's the classic with spinners there. The black Christmas spinner was doing great there as usual. But same deal. Mostly horrid. And the pipe. The silver pipe. It was doing well. Tiny perch. And good night. Wait a minute. I don't think I closed the bail on this reel. I didn't. That's a lot of line I let out. Shemaya. Shemaya? Shemaya not? What the fuck is that word? Silowanvatsky pit? Have you caught a blue tag yet, Tommy? And if so, is it a Vendace? Blue tags don't exist. I have 3 of them, Tommy. 3. Bleak. Gibble. Sitchel. Big fish. Big blue tags. I need a blue tag smelt. I feel like it's my destiny. You need a blue tag Vendace, though. What's this fish? It's bigger than they have been. Oh, never mind. Turtle! Thanks for the 25 months. I'll try not to catch you. I hate catching turtles when I'm fishing. Oh, oh, oh. It's fishy. You know. It's gonna get away. Stupid ass chub. Hate getting chub when you don't want it. Have to readjust everything, like Grandma's funeral. Is this worth the money? It's free. So, yes. Absolutely. Infinite value. It's priced very well at free. Will I grade these papers for you? Why do I have so many teachers in my chat? Yeah, I'll grade those papers for you. You'll give me $12 an hour? Deal. Fax them to me. You're a teacher, so you still use outdated technology like a fax machine. That's right, fax. No, I don't really play Fishing Planet. No need. This game's better, and I don't really care that much about bass fishing when I can just do that in real life. There's nothing like terribly wrong with Fishing Planet. The Angler, it's so good. Because it's the worst fishing game I've ever played. And that's saying something, because Ultimate Fishing Simulator is pretty trash. My hair is a freaky disaster right now. A common scaly. Oh, it's gonna be dark again soon. Yeah, it was like I didn't have super high hopes for it because I knew Call of the Wild had shitty progression, so I figured Angler would too. But they managed to just absolutely destroy fishing. There's just so much wrong with that game. So much. What was that noise? Yeah, and like I said a bunch today, trying not to be super negative, but I just don't see how the Angler can be good. Like, if they kept their world and completely redid their fishing, I guess maybe it could be okay. I can't believe only 12 fish species as well. Playing Ultimate Fishing Sim 2, I heard it was pretty buggy. Didn't like the first one. Definitely not buying the second one. Unless I did some big research on it. At least they seemed to know how to fish in Ultimate Fishing Simulator, even if it was a big arcade game and not at all a simulator. At least they understood the basics of fishing. Like how a fishing reel works. Oh, I keep leaving out Bassmaster. Actually, Bassmaster would be the second worst fishing game. Which is really pathetic, too, because, you know, there's sort of the name of the biggest fishing league in the world. And they got bass fishing wrong. In so many ways. Russian Fishing 4 has some shit that's goofy too, some techniques that are goofy too, some things that you can make work that IRL would be like, man, I don't know if that ever work. But Bassmaster on the 64 was a much better game than the new Bassmaster. That actually had fishermen involved in designing how things work, unlike Ice Lakes. Yo, Ice Lakes has a BR mode, and that's tight. Who doesn't want some beat battle royale fishing? You didn't even know you needed it. Damn, that's a tiny asp. I haven't seen Played Up. I have no idea what it is. Is it a cooking game? Don't worry, Mama can fix it? Is it that kind of game? I don't know what Overcooked is. Is that a typing one? No, that's... What's the typing cooking game? There's one of those too. I love that there is a group of people that play typing games. Like, they just didn't get enough Mavis Beacon in school. No, it didn't get any better. It made me so mad I uninstalled it. I can't survive another night here. I should go to bed before I ruin my sleep entirely. pulling across the top of the water. Classic. That's how the pros do it. Alright, I should sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna troll for a little bit offline and go to sleep because I'm very sleepy and got nothing exciting to say except boner. That was a nice short little stream to bitch about Call of the Wild more. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'll be back tomorrow throughout the day. I don't got anything going on, so we'll see what I do. I don't know. I love you. Have a good night.